here, but Arlecchino shows up for a boss battle. That's all I know. I don't know anything about the story. This could be the most traumatizing place she's ever been to. And she just does not want to remember. Hang on, let me just... But let's build happy memories, okay? Let's get... Animo, that's Lune.
Is it time for a magic show?
And... Fremine.
Well... I've got nowhere to go.
Oh. Sounds so sad. Oh, wait. There's someone else we put in the team. The man brat himself. Who only uses half of his power despite being recruited.
Need to end a few enemies?
Yep. Now we're what, 40 in? We're probably 40 in. And with no guarantee. Yeah, I saw that coming. But at least we got a Lune. A Lynette, I mean. Saw that coming a mile away. Oh well. But we're still doing the story. So let me just... Been waiting for this for ages. Perfect. So what's this? I've heard mixed reviews about this in general. You know what, let's go with this team. Because I haven't had this one out in a while. And also because Bond of Life. How stacked are you, Risley? Completely stacked, that's good enough. Okay. Let me do everything and it will start the story. There is actually one thing I think we could do. Can we? No, that's not yet. Soon. Are we ready? Let's go. I hope it's as good as it. I don't really need it enabled. Do I need it? Do I need it enabled? Oh, here. Poisson. Huh, I thought she'd sailed away. What's she doing back here? I suppose now's a good time to find out.
Hey, traveler, Paimon.
Oh, Paimon knows that voice!
Nah, I'd completely forgotten who he is.
Over here.
It's not that important to me.
To borrow one of the more popular turns of phrase at the moment, this appears to be quite the fated reunion. Running into you two out of the blue like this has really made my day. I certainly wasn't expecting it.
You can say that again. What brings you to Poisson? Wait, Paimon's got it! You must be here for one of your magic shows, right?
Actually, we've run into a bit of trouble on the home front, so Father arranged for us to stay in Poisson for the time being.
Oh, are Lynette and Fremine here too?
Yep, along with most of the other members of the House of the Hearth. You may have noticed Poisson seems a bit more crowded than usual.
A bit.
So you're saying nearly the entire organization has moved to Poisson? Sounds like you've run into way more than just a bit of trouble. What's really going on?
Well...
Since the two of you are so curious, Perhaps I can fill in the gaps.
Wait for Paimon to shriek.
You scared Paimon half to death.
Father, you're here.
You know, on second thought, maybe we don't need to know. It's all probably super confidential House of the Hearth stuff, right? We totally weren't trying to pry or anything.
No need to be nervous. I could sense your genuine concern from your conversation just now. Of course, I can also understand your confusion. Sending so many Fatui here to Poisson, it's only natural that some might suspect an ulterior motive to be involved. I understand. I'm well aware you've had your fair share of confrontations with the Fatui in the past, and I can't exactly guarantee that we'll remain on good terms in the future. As for
She's
right
blunt
now,
about it.
however, I would say we have little reason to be at odds, wouldn't you agree? The House of the Hearth could stand to be more open with those who have worked so closely with us in the past. As for the issue at hand, well, it hardly relates to any ulterior motive. To be frank, it all stems from a certain rumor circulating around the House of the Hearth. It's an internal matter.
What sort of rumor?
A rumor that a certain phantom child is hiding away in the House of the Hearth.
A phantom child? Ooh, just hearing the name is giving Paimon the creeps.
A spirit that should have long ceased to exist is lurking in the shadows of the House of the Hearth. So I decided to bring the children to Poisson before continuing to investigate the situation. I expect I should be able to track down the spirit fairly quickly. After that, it's just a matter of resolving the situation, if you will. It shouldn't be much trouble at all. If you're curious, or if you still have some concerns, it might be advisable to stick around for a few days. I'm sure the children would be exceedingly pleased to welcome some visitors. Lenny, I'll leave you to entertain our guests. I have some matters to attend to.
Of course, Father.
Oh. Good. Yep. Oh, cat.
It has long been a dream of mine to invite you to our home and introduce you to my other siblings. You're quite well known in the organization already. A lot of people have been talking about you, especially after everything with the prophecy.
I thought we'd be talking about
If
you
you're
for other
willing,
reasons.
why don't you stay a while and have a little chat with us?
Alright. We don't have anything else to do right now anyway. But let's be clear, we're just gonna be there as guests, okay? Don't get any funny... Oh, wait a second. For your guests, that probably means we'll be treated to lots of yummy food, right?
Paimon.
Of course. During our stay in Poisson, we've been helping out the locals with some fishing. We bring in quite the bounty every day. In fact, today is the perfect chance for me to show you what I can do in the kitchen.
Okay.
Let's go. I'll take you to where we're staying.
Culinary adventures. We're gonna get poisoned. Child who doesn't exist. Doesn't seem more crowded. Oh, it's a kitty.
We rented this house from one of the locals to use as a temporary base. I'll come back later and tidy up a bit. After that, it should be all ready for you to stay in tonight.
Isn't that the same one we
Thanks! So, where are we off to now?
Well, when I happened to run into you two earlier, I was actually in the middle of distributing some supplies. With this many people staying in Poisson, we have to bring in outside supplies every now and then. I should probably make sure the rest of these provisions get delivered. Otherwise, people might start to get antsy.
Okay, we'll come with. There are
Never
all
actually heard that
sorts of
word
rumors
pronounced.
about your organization floating around out there. Paimon's not sure if she could even take a wild guess as to what's true and what's not. But now that we finally have the chance to see a day in the life of the house, we can take a good look at how you operate.
Well, you're more than welcome to come along. Just follow me.
Okay. Especially a nice only place that isn't opposed to having. I'm losing my train of thought very fast here. Snazai is the only place with an orphanage. That's what I'm trying to say. Everyone else is just running around with a vision or hopping in place.
Linny! We're finally here. The supplies. I'm assuming you've...
Brought them with me? Yep, here you go. Hello? Something caught your eye?
We're kind of famous.
It's the Traveler in Paimon!
No way!
Huh.
Come here, everyone! Hurry! The Traveler and Paimon are here!
Oh, they actually got our name right.
One at a time, please. Don't crowd around them all at once. We don't want to scare off our guests now, do we?
Oh, it's alright! Gotta say, Paimon didn't realize we were this famous.
Really?
Of course! Father and Linny have told us so much about you.
Father told us about how you helped Linny. According to her, you're a trustworthy friend. And as far as she's concerned, that's pretty much the highest compliment we've ever heard her give. As you can imagine, everyone's been very curious about you.
I heard the Traveler is so strong that she can move a mountain with her bare hands.
You've been, like, led
I
on.
heard Paimon eats so much that she can clean out the entire pantry at Hotel Tabor in just 3 days!
Oh, that's an insult. She can do it in one.
Wait a second! That's the rumor you heard about Paimon? Oh, not cool at all!
Oh, wait. When guests visit, you're supposed to give them...
Oh, we don't need something like that. Besides, we don't have anything to give to you! Come on, we insist! I can give you some of my new potions. Just pick your poison. And by that, I mean medicine or actual poison. I've got both.
Or maybe Shaplo can teach you guys about stealth. He's super good at it. He's never been caught.
We do kind of need a lesson.
Ah, now that's not a bad idea. I know you usually prefer to fight head-on, but it never hurts to expand your bag of tricks,
no.
right? When it comes to eliminating your enemies, staying quiet can go a long way. Trust me, I would know. I was poisoned not too long ago, and I'm still dealing with the after effects. So I'm not quite as good as I was before, but I can still give you some pointers.
Wait, when you said gifts, Paimon didn't think you meant poison and stealth tactics.
What sort of
But
orphanage is
those
she
are
running?
the best things we can give you. You don't like them? Ooh, how about this? Tell me that someone who really annoys you, and we'll teach him a lesson for you.
This is how we remember that the House of the Hearth isn't an orphanage. It's a training facility for child soldiers.
All right, Fold, Selwar. I think that's enough suggestions for now. When it comes to being a good host, it's the thought that counts.
Travelers just wanting to bundle them all up in this, wrap them in cotton and stick them in a teapot.
You don't need a physical gift to make our guests happy. In fact, pestering them with suggestion after suggestion might make them more annoyed than anything. I would say your enthusiasm has certainly gotten across.
Really? Awesome! It's been so long since we've had guests to play with. If there's anything you need, just let us know.
Yeah, Papa shouldn't be around children.
Especially if it's poison or something. I've got all sorts of potions for that.
This is why the Fatui are
Well,
generally
we'll
hated.
talk to you all later. We've still got supplies to distribute.
All right, see you later.
Bye!
Good grief.
Lenny, about all that poison and stealth tactics talk just now.
Scared you, did it? That kind of talk comes with being part of the House of the Hearth. When Foltz was really young, he strangled all
What?
of his family pets. Just out of curiosity. He was labeled a dangerous problem child and was abandoned by his family.
Why? Not the
Elwar
abandoned
has
part,
an
but why?
unnatural obsession with potions. Father has forbidden her from trying all the different concoctions she comes up with, but she still tries to test them in secret. You really have to keep an eye on that one. Chaplot is around my age. While I'm mainly responsible for collecting intelligence, he handles surveillance. He's very passionate about his work and has no reservations about taking on some very difficult missions. I know you two probably aren't used to that kind of talk, but I can promise you they only had the best of intentions. Things like stealth tactics and developing different poisons, they really mean a lot to them. They were just trying to share the best of what they could offer, that's all.
So you're putting all the dangerous kids in one room so they don't bite the other kids. Okay. It's a bit much to digest, but... It'd probably be... No, they'd poison everyone in the Fortress of Merpide. Huh?
Filial, supplies are here.
Thanks. And who are these two? Outsiders?
Allow me to introduce you. This is the Traveler and Paimon.
She's gonna be a assistant mage when she grows up.
You're the famous duo I've been hearing so much about. It's nice to meet you. I heard you've traveled to all sorts of places. Is that true?
Yep.
Of course! We're making our way all across to that!
Oh, good for you.
You must be pretty familiar with Fontaine by now, then. Have you seen the new opera that started running recently? I think it's called... The 4,000 Thieves?
That sounds excessive.
Oh, this is the first we've heard of it.
It seems like it's going to be fantastic. From what I've been able to tell from the posters, anyway. You should definitely check it out if you have the time.
What's the ulterior motive
And
you've got?
there's the Blind Maiden, too. That one is supposed to have audience interaction. Seems pretty interesting. After this mission is over, I think I'll go get a manicure.
Oh, maybe I should dye my hair. Wonder how much it'll cost.
Is it just Paimon, or do these two seem much easier to get along with than the others? Looks like the House of the Hearth has some normal members after all.
We're gonna say something right now,
I
but...
heard that.
Oh!
I'm guessing you're referring to Foltz and the others? Yeah, we're definitely not all like them.
Yep.
I bet those crazies are practically foaming at the mouth right now. I'm sure they just can't wait to get back to Snezhnaya to carry out the plan.
That's enough, Filial.
Don't talk about family members behind their back, right? Whatever. Let's go.
Plan? You could tell us the plan.
Guess this is goodbye then. If you ever have some time, we should go see the opera together.
Congratulations on blowing it, Paimon. Could have got some information out of them.
Well, that's it for the supplies. We should probably head back as well.
Poor beleaguered Linny. This is what he has to put up with.
Well, they didn't seem too happy with each other. Seems like there could be something more going on here. You're right. We're only here as guests after all. Oh, Linny's getting super far ahead. Come on, let's catch up.
I didn't really want to talk to the other crazies because we're crazy, but...
Looks like there's more trouble in store next month, too. When will it end?
Hey, just focus on the positives. At least our time in Poisson has been pretty relaxing. Don't you think?
I hope we won't have to interact with the other crazies again so much.
So, what do you think of the members you've met so far?
Yeah, personality's a word for it.
Well, Father is always encouraging us to be strong-willed and independent. So if there's one thing we've got, it's people who aren't afraid to speak their mind.
Wonder how that goes
Well,
in
I should
Snezhnaya.
probably get cooking. Wanna join?
Of course!
Then let's head out and... Fremine? What are you doing here?
Fremine! Nice to see you again!
You too. I heard you're here as guests of House of the Hearth. Welcome.
I unlocked his last voice sign and oh, that's just... It's like getting stabbed.
We were just going to make some food. Why don't you come along? I could use some help in the kitchen, and I seem to remember you mentioning you wanted to make seafood soup for the traveler in Paimon.
Oh, I could go for that right now, to be honest.
Seafood soup? Oh, Paimon is drooling already.
Ditto.
Were you looking for something just now, Fremine? Maybe I can help.
It's nothing. I just wanted to see if there were any extra supplies.
Yeah, we've got some left over. What do you need?
Some food and water. And some clean cloth, if possible.
Ah, someone's injured.
No problem. Give me a second here. Food, water... Wait a minute. What do you need all of those for? You're not on any missions as far as I'm aware, and you were just going to come eat with us. So what's this all about?
I thought I'd grab an extra portion
Your
because I
acting's
get
bad.
hungry at night. Could be because I'm growing, you know? And...
Nah, don't buy it.
Fremine, you remember what I told you? You're not like me. Your lying skills still need some work.
A lot of work.
Tell me what's going on. Is it really bad enough that you have to keep it from your own brother?
Maybe it'll be better if we gave them some space.
This is the first time I've seen that kind of look on your face. Whatever happened, does it have something to do with Father?
Yes. Just follow me.
Ooh. Someone's injured, I think. Oh. Oh, I can't move. I'm stuck. Child. Huh?
You're back. Oh, and you've brought some friends with you this time.
Hello, my name's Linny. I grew up in the House of the Hearth. And you are?
Hi, Linny. I'm also a child of the House of the Hearth, just like you.
She's the person from the animated short. Bear in mind, I haven't seen it, okay? I've quite literally just had the music on. So I don't know any of the context for it.
You can call me Clairvy.
Clairvy?
It's nice to meet you. Does that name ring any bells, Linny?
No, not at all. That's not a name we have on our roster, I'm sure of it. What I'm not sure of, though, is how she managed to sneak in.
It's a strange necklace as well.
She must be the phantom child Father's been searching for. From the looks of it, I'm guessing you were the one that found her, Fremine. You, haven't told Father, have you?
No, I haven't told anyone. I've just been keeping her hidden.
Why?
For how long?
About half a month now.
Fremine!
Ever since we got to Poisson, then. Do you have any idea what you're doing?
I know what I'm doing.
Really? 'Cause from where I'm standing, it looks like you're hiding the very person Father has been trying to find. If Father finds out about this, everyone involved is going to be punished. You know the rules of the house, Fremine. I know you do. Father doesn't tolerate any form of betrayal. So why are you doing this?
I've thought it through. And I just can't hand her over like that. Linny, don't you remember last year? Sheplo nearly died after getting poisoned during that one mission. He wasn't able to get back before the poison started taking effect, and not a single person was there to help him. That night, while I was sleeping, I heard a voice telling me to go save him. I opened my eyes, but I couldn't find the source of the voice. I thought maybe I was just hearing things, but I went to look for him anyway. Luckily, I got there with enough time to save his life. That feeling of being haunted, of hearing voices, it's happened many times in the House of the Hearth. I'm sure you've noticed.
So what you're saying is, that was her? She was the one who spoke to you that night?
Unless there are other spirits roaming around the House of the Hearth, I don't think there's any other possibility.
So she's definitely
If
a spirit.
Clairvy were our enemy, it wouldn't matter whether she was a spirit or an actual child. I would have acted without a second thought, because that's what Father ordered us to do. But she's been living with us, helping us from the shadows all this time. I think that makes her family.
Yeah, right until the angry ghost gnaws your face off.
I couldn't just hand her over to be dealt with. Not when there's so much we still don't know.
You as Father probably already knows
So
what's
what's
going
your
on.
plan then? You can't keep her here forever. Someone is bound to find out eventually.
I haven't thought that far yet. I don't want to disobey an order from Father, but I also don't want to put Clairvy in danger.
Come with me. There are a couple things I'd like to say to you in private.
We'll stay here and interrogate the ghost. We've done it before.
Those two sure care a lot about each other. Well, they got a funny way of showing it. From where Paimon was floating, it sure seemed like they were about to bite each other's heads off. No way. They have a really deep bond. I could tell right away, because I also have a friend like that. I just don't know how long that kind of bond can last. The darkness in the house runs deeper than you can imagine. No one can get out alive.
Oof.
I'm sorry, Lenny. I really didn't mean to drag anyone else into this.
Oh really? You didn't mean to? 'Cause I for one wish you did.
Huh? What do you mean?
You know, when we were younger, you didn't call me Linny. You called me brother, just like Lynette. We grew up together, the three of us. We were all orphans, all rescued by Father. Of all the siblings in the House of the Hearth, I think our bond was the closest. Later on, when you started calling me Linny, I wasn't actually surprised. After all, Lynette and I are related by blood. We've had to depend on each other to survive long before we joined the house.
Lenny,
The darkest and most difficult moments of my life happened before you and I had ever met. I'm sure that's true for you as well. Even so, Fremine, we've stood by each other for all these years now, and to me, that means more than blood. You and Lynette are the most important people in my life. No one can replace you. So I won't let you face anything alone. Not if I can help it.
Oh, looks like things are getting kinda heated between Linny and Fremine. Maybe we should go check on them.
Interrogate the ghosts.
Oh, it's raining. I should put my clothes away.
Huh? We're inside. Wait, oh, she actually, wait.
Perry? Huh. Looks like she's not here either.
You're a very strange ghost. Yeah, definitely a ghost.
It's time to eat.
Huh. You're a very strange little ghost.
Hey, you two! Hope we aren't interrupting anything. Like a fight, or... Oh, wait a minute, Fremine. You're not crying, are you? Is everything alright?
We should have waited a bit.
Everything's fine. Thanks for asking.
Oh.
Well, we're all friends here, right? We've been through so much together, so if there's anything we can do to help, just say the word.
It's just a small family dispute. It's not something our guests should trouble themselves with. In fact, it might be better if your stay ended here.
What are you getting at, Traveler?
I don't know
When guests
either.
are around, families are often on their best behavior. And any disputes are less likely to escalate. That's what I... just... Thank you. I was really hoping to keep you out of it. But even if I could think of some other reason to turn you away, I'm not sure I could convince you. I know things could turn dangerous, so I promise you this. From now on, I'll protect you like my life depends on it.
Me too.
Well, back to the matter at hand then. If we don't plan on handing Clairvy over to Father, then our only other option is to solve the mystery of her identity before Father is able to track her down. That means finding out where she came from and what she's doing here. Then we can send her on her merry way and pretend like none of this ever happened.
I've tried that already.
And?
And... nothing. I tried taking her somewhere really far away, but... after some time, she just reappeared. She even came with us all the way to Poisson. It seems like wherever the house is, she follows.
I don't know much about spirits. Do you two have any ideas?
Oh, we know loads.
Let's see here. Paimon remembers hearing something like, if you fulfill a spirit's last wish before they die, they'll let go of whatever's keeping them here and return to the ley lines. Oh, it's just that Paimon doesn't really remember where she heard that, so it's not guaranteed to work.
It's in Azuma. That's where we heard it
Well,
from.
sounds like it's worth a shot. Guess that means we should go ask her about her wish. But first, Fremine, I need you to promise me something.
What is it?
I need you to promise me that this will stay between the two of us. We're the masterminds behind this whole thing. No one else gets involved. Can you do that for me?
Of course. I promise.
All right. Then let's seal the promise just like when we were kids. Fist bump on 3.
Wow, so
Ready?
serious.
1, 2...
I swear.
Oh, and there, hello. She's been eavesdropping the whole time.
Whoa! But what a surprise! What brings you here, dear sister?
Eavesdropping.
And, when exactly did you get here?
She came in my inventory. My character inventory.
You're an idiot, brother.
Oh, she's not
And
wrong.
you too, Fremine.
Again, not wrong.
You 3, Traveler. And you 4, Paimon.
Wait, what did we do?
I think we just stood by and watched what's happening.
I've seen Clairvy around the House of the Hearth before. I hadn't seen her in Poisson, so I figured she must not have come with us. But it turns out you were just hiding her.
Yep.
I heard you talking about your plan. Rather than steering clear of the situation, I'd rather fully join in.
Oh, well. Extra meds for
If you
spare
don't
orphans
agree,
at some point.
I'll have no choice but to report everything back to Father. Simple as that.
You're not giving us much wiggle room here, Lynette.
Nope.
Well,
Don't deserve
I
it.
guess we're all in this together then. After we talk to Clairvy, we'll figure out our next move. There's no time to lose. Let's go.
It's rare they've got such a passive ghost.
I'm full. Thank you for bringing me this food, you guys. She said she's full, but the food doesn't look like it's even been touched.
That's right. Based on what I've been able to observe, it doesn't seem like Clairvy can interact with the physical world at all. Still, when she's presented with food, she'll always linger around it for a good little while. Maybe, in her mind, she really is eating those things.
Does she know that she has already passed away?
I've tried to ask her, but she didn't answer. My guess is that she's just as confused as we are. Or Maybe she couldn't understand the question at all.
Clairvy, if you've got some time, I'd like to ask you a few questions.
At least she doesn't have to walk through rotting food to taste it.
Sure. Oh, another new friend. Hi, I'm Clairvy. Hello.
Clairvy, how did you join the House of the Hearth?
Huh? Isn't it the same for everybody? The knave brings you here and then you can't leave.
It's just that your name, it's not on the roster. And I've never seen you before.
The roster? Oh, I get it now. I think there might be some things you don't know about this place. The people in charge, they're not as nice as they look. They say they keep a roster, but it's not complete. There are a lot of people who aren't on it, and never will be.
Ooh,
In this
ominous.
house, some people are family, and other people are just test subjects. Those kinds of people aren't ever going to get a place on the roster, unless it's the roster of people who've been executed.
Wait,
Oof.
does that mean the knave... She...
Is there anyone that can vouch for you?
According to Fremne's voice lines, I think that was the previous knave who's being a twat.
Perry, she's my best friend. She's the only one I trust in this place.
Have either of you heard of that name before?
No.
Nope.
Me neither.
Clairvy, Perry. Neither of those names are on the roster. But it seems like she's telling the truth. Either that, or this kid's already got a bag of tricks bigger than mine.
Could be.
Maybe we should try a different approach. Clairvy, do you have a wish?
A wish?
It can be anything you want. Just imagine. It's your birthday, you're blowing out the candles, and your wish is...
To go outside, where the sun can find me.
That's... it? Well, that sounds easy enough.
The darkness in the house runs deeper than you can imagine. No one can get out alive.
Oof.
Okay, time to divide and conquer. Listen up. I've got a plan. I'll try and find a way to use basic illusory magic to take Clairvy outside and bring her somewhere with sunlight. Lynette, try and find the list of executions that Clairvy was talking about, and see if her name is on it. Fremine, you stay in Poisson. We can't be the only ones who've had run-ins with Clairvy. I need you to collect intel on everything she's said and done.
Understood.
I'll try my best.
What about us? What should we do?
I really appreciate your willingness to help, but this is a family matter. I don't want to drag you in too deep. It's too risky. Let me think. Since Father considers you to be guests, maybe you could stick by her side for a little while. You don't need to do anything except keep up some nice, casual conversation.
Not giving us the easy job, are you?
Ah, Paimon gets it. You want us to distract her.
I'll give you a magic bird. If Father suspects something, all you need to do is release it when she's not looking, and it'll alert me that something's wrong. Of course, that's only as a last resort. If Father doesn't seem to notice us, there's no need to make contact.
Can I keep the bird?
We'll reconvene here tonight after all's said and done.
Yeah, but can I keep the bird?
If the worst case scenario happens and we're discovered, just tell Father everything. We're not going to let our guests get punished for our own actions. That's where we draw the line.
Okay, I'm keeping the bird.
You too. Okay, this is where we part. Father should be at the beach nearby.
Okay. Where do we go?
I really hope this goes well. No, it has to go well. That's the only way this can get resolved.
Yep.
Clairvy, I'd like to take you somewhere. Is that okay with you?
I'm gonna have to watch the animation after this. Okay, let's go to the Overland Teleport waypoint. There's the graveyard right there. Never did check out this, because I knew there was a change made to it. Yeah. I knew there was a change. I see the flowers. Ooh! He's alive! Wasn't entirely sure if he was actually alive.
And child!
He's not dead.
Hey, aren't you supposed to be in Snezhnaya recuperating? What are you still doing in Fontaine?
Oh,
Or does he come
it's
back?
you two. I didn't expect to run into you here. I was unconscious for quite a while after the fight in the Primordial Sea. After I woke up, I realized I was being taken back to Snezhnaya. And well, I couldn't have that now, could I? Not when I've still got unfinished business here in Fontaine. So, I mustered up all my strength and made the journey back on my own.
You dumbass.
What sort of unfinished business are we talking here?
It has to do with Skirk, my master. I really wanted to meet up with her, but by the time I got back, she had already left.
He's
I
annoyed
still
about
have
getting
so many
yeeted.
questions for her. Without any other leads, all I could do was ask the knave to help me track her down. She must have left behind some traces from her time in Fontaine.
Oh, okay, so have you found any clues?
Unfortunately, no. While the House of the Hearth is adept at collecting all manner of intelligence, certain existences can still manage to escape our purview.
Yep. She's probably on the
Basically,
descender
unless
list.
Master feels there's a need to meet with me, she's not going to be found. But that problem has an easy fix. I just need to become stronger, and then...
Maybe rest
think
up
she should
first.
focus on getting better first.
The worst of it is over. It's all thanks to that one kid from the House of the Hearth. Elwar, I think her name was. She gave me a bunch of random potions to drink. They didn't go down easy, let me tell you. Pain and chills all over. But they really did help speed up my recovery.
Please tell me you didn't get poisoned by accident.
And that's good, because it looks like I really do have to head back this time. The old man's been putting the pressure on me. He sent someone to tell me I'm needed for some sort of project.
Ooh, details?
Project Stuja?
What?
Yeah, that's the one. I heard Regrator's involved too. I'm not looking forward to having to listen to all his monologuing, that's
I
for
am.
sure. Hey, maybe you could think of a way for me to stay in Fontaine for a little longer. Helping Linny and the others brush up on their fighting skills would be far more interesting. If you and I could spar, that would be even better.
Child, you're
I've been
basically a
waiting
cripple
for
at this
chance
point.
to see you go all out.
And what a sweet little daydream that is. But I also have a role to play in all this. I'll be leaving Fontaine shortly as well. Besides, considering how little they see fit to step outside the homeland, being called on to return to Snezhnaya by such illustrious dignitaries, what a great honor. Wouldn't you agree?
Basically, she's saying, get fucked.
One I could do without, I'd say.
Is it just Paimon? Or does it kind of seem like they're...
Just casually trash-talking their colleagues behind their backs. Yep.
So, dear guests of the House of the Hearth, to what do I owe the visit?
Right, Paimon, you keep your mouth shut.
Well, right. We're super close to Linny and the others, but we still don't know much about you.
Is that so? Introductions have already been made, have they not?
Oh, well, you see? There's only so much you can learn about someone from a short introduction. At least tell us something a little extra, like... Why do you call yourself father?
Lenny didn't account that we are horrible at lying, did he?
Huh, good question. I'd also like to know.
The fact that you have to ask tells me our intelligence work has been quite successful. Telling you the answer to that question would only serve to undermine that success. And we can't have that, now can we?
Spoken like a true diplomat. That was some expert sidestepping right there.
Well, If there's nothing else, I think I'll take my leave. I still have a small matter to resolve at home.
Wait, don't go!
I'd also like to hear the answer to this. I've met some of the members of your organization, and they all seemed like really good kids. They actually reminded me of Tonya and Tusser. Which, by the way, if you ever betray them, I'm just letting you know, I won't let you off easy.
And why would I betray them?
Well, you've already betrayed the House of the Hearth once, haven't you? At least, that's what I heard.
I love our child just, he's instantly knows what we're doing. Need to just layer.
Okay, I admit. That's just what the old man told me. The rooster, I mean.
Huh.
Wait, did you...
Never mind what I've done. I'm more curious as to what the mighty rooster had to say. Care to enlighten me?
Yeah, the more she knows, the more she can tear apart for Tui.
Just some stuff about you taking out many other members of the House of the Hearth, and even going so far to attack your own family.
Oh, it's a Naruto hidden miss situation.
I see.
Oh, based on your reaction, I'm guessing it's all a bunch of lies.
Hardly. I don't appreciate his particular turns of phrase, but I suppose he didn't say anything untrue. Although, it would be more accurate to say that there is a certain level of prejudice involved. But I don't intend to clear that up just yet. Prejudice has a funny way of concealing the real truth behind certain things. An attribute that I find to be quite advantageous.
I'm surprised she hasn't done a glitch.
Call yourself a Fontainian, for example, and people will assume all sorts of things, when the real truth is that this is simply the land where I was raised.
Huh? You're not actually from Fontaine? But then why did you try to help out with the prophecy and everything?
I was trying to protect the children born in Fontaine. Claiming that I myself was a Fontainian simply made it easier to operate. People would hardly suspect a fellow Fontainian of having any ulterior motives. Who wouldn't want to save their homeland after all?
Lying liar who lies.
The Sea wouldn't have any effect on me, but it would have caused great harm to the House of the Hearth. Well, you wanted extra information, didn't you? There you go. I hope that satisfied your curiosity.
So, you stayed in Fontaine for the kids. I guess I was wrong to believe you'd betray them. Apologies. Looks like I was holding on to some prejudices myself.
Good. Like I said, I like it when others have misconceptions of me.
Actually, while I was recuperating at the House of the Hearth, there was something else that really caught my attention. I heard that members always resolve disputes and arguments with a friendly spar, and the loser has to back down. Seems pretty cool if you ask me. Would also give them plenty of opportunities to hone their skills.
Well, that's only a recent
Child, you're so handy.
In the past, such spars weren't nearly so friendly. The losing party would lose everything, including their life.
They were that high stakes? Whew, at least that's not a thing anymore.
Well, the current atmosphere's not half bad. I'm a bit jealous, actually. You've got so many family members around you, and you even get to live with them.
Having a lot of family around means dealing with a considerable amount of bickering and scheming. Once Tonya and Tusser enter their rebellious phase, I'm sure you'll understand. Just imagine. Tusser becomes obsessed with plucking out strands from the rooster's mustache, or Tonya decides to dye her hair 42 different colors.
Okay, last one was awfully specific, but I get the feeling she's done with child's questions. Look at his face. Just traumatized.
Okay. I get the picture.
How would you even get about dyeing your hair 42 different colours?
Well, would you look at the time? I should probably get going. Traveler, Paimon, I'm not sure where our paths will cross next, but the next time we run into each other, we should definitely try and find some time to spar.
Maybe you should try to heal first.
Again, maybe this is a conversation we can have when you look less like you're gonna keel over.
All right. Well, thanks for everything, Arlecchino.
No thanks necessary. You also played a part in
Hang on
obtaining
a sec.
the Gnosis. I would say
I'll
we
be back
can
in a
call
sec.
ourselves even.
Sorry about that. There was a cat-related emergency for half a second. I'm back.
I like the sound of that. Well, I'm off. See you all some other time.
Bye, child. Thank you for the distraction. She probably saw
We
it
should
through it.
probably get going too. Do you want to head back with us?
Oh? You want me to leave so soon?
Oh, let
Yeah,
me see.
she saw right through us.
I'm rather enjoying the evening breeze. If you don't mind, I think I'll stick around for a bit. I have some things to think about. Apologies for not attending to you like a proper host. Please forgive this slight. I do hope you'll have a pleasant stay.
She's annoyed at us.
We managed to keep her distracted until nightfall. Good thing Child was there to keep the conversation going. You don't think she suspected anything, do you?
Yep.
Oh, I wonder if Liddy ran into any issues. Let's hurry back and see how everything went.
42 different hair colors. How would you even manage that? Yeah, it is underground. Good to know. No, same place. They haven't moved an inch for some reason. Here's me thinking that you were going to go outside. Just gonna casually freeze their feet.
Lenny, how did everything go?
Well, long story short, we ran into a small issue. Clairvy can't go into the sunlight.
Oh,
Everything was fine at first. She followed me up to the surface just like I told her. But as I led her out of the shadows and into the sunlight, she vanished.
maybe it's a different kind
I
of
turned
sunlight.
around and there she was, standing at the edge of the shadows, silently watching me.
Maybe she's afraid of sunlight, or... No, it wouldn't be her wish if that were the case.
Do you think you tried asking her what her wish
Well,
would
we
be?
could always try pushing her into it. Oh, true.
I've pretty much tried it all already. Nothing worked. Eventually, the sun went down, so all I could do was bring her back here. How did it go with you, Lynette?
Oh, I didn't actually
Good.
notice her there.
I've got the list. It's right here.
Really? Well, what are we waiting for? Let's take a look.
You're gonna show this to non-Fatui members.
Oh, that's a lot of pages. Oh, it's gonna take forever to get through it all.
The look would kill for access to that. You realize that, right?
We can each take a section. Here.
Shouldn't be handing this to strangers.
La Pouillade, L'Endroit, Chambel, Horaire.
What sort of names are these?
Oh, yikes. That Horaire guy has a huge scar on his face. He's kinda giving Paimon the creeps.
Hey, Paimon, that's a bit rude.
I've met him before. The scar is from an injury he received during a mission. I still remember him joking with me about it. He said any future lover would take one look at him and then lose all interest.
All it means is you have to find someone who looks beneath the skin. Well, beneath skin deep at least.
Did he say anything else?
Well, I asked if there was someone he was interested in. He said no, and that's where our conversation ended. It was only later that I learned he really did have someone he liked. He risked everything to escape so he could be with her, but it didn't work. One day, Father asked to see him, and, well, I never saw him again after that.
Oh dear.
Wait, so that means the knave, she...
No, it's correlation is not causation, okay?
It may seem cruel, but it's just one of the rules of the house. Betrayal is not to be taken lightly. We know too many secrets to come and go as we please. So, if you do try to leave, you pay with your life. Her name's not here, huh? Well, that's not too surprising. It doesn't seem like this list is complete. It only contains records dating back around 5 years. Let's shift our attention then. Fremine, were you able to find anything out?
It makes sense that this would be from times of the knave's childhood, at least.
Fremine.
Or at least younger. So a lot more than 5 years.
I was thinking about something. I managed to talk to quite a few people, but I couldn't help but notice that the atmosphere in the house was a little... strange.
Strange?
Yeah, I mean, I know there have been arguments in the past, times when people haven't gotten along. Chaplot and Filiol are a good example of that.
Oh, those are two of the people that we met while delivering supplies. Paimon can see how they might not get along. They had very different vibes, and their, interests seem to be pretty different as well.
That's to be expected, actually. Father brought us all here, shared her knowledge with us, taught us how to fight. That's one thing we all share. But that's also where the similarities end. Not all of us feel the same desire to stay here. As members of the House of the Hearth, we're also considered part of the Fatui. And to a lot of people, that's an identity they never asked for.
Oh, interesting.
Certain members get older and realize they want something else for themselves. But considering the rules of the house, most people would never say that out loud. People like Chaplot and Foltz are loyal to Father and her vision. They're proud to be part of the Fatui. Filiol and Nantoy, on the other hand, well, they aren't quite as enthusiastic.
These kinds of conflicts have always been there. It's not like Father is in the dark about any of this.
Well, that's true. But it just feels like things have gotten worse lately. Filiol and the others, it seemed like they were meeting in secret to talk about something. I can't say for sure, but I think they've met Clairvy.
You think she's been inciting them to act out?
No, not exactly. But I wouldn't be surprised if she said something to them about the darkness in the house and how deep it runs. She's told me about it before. Experiments being run on children. People being used as pawns on the battlefield without so much as the strength to survive.
And they just believed all that? Without any evidence?
Clairvy's words probably gave them the excuse they were looking for. Whether they actually believe them to be true is secondary.
This is all because of Project Stuja, isn't it?
What is it?
Whoa. Hold on a second. What's this Project Stuja all about, huh? This is the second time it's come up now.
Sorry, but I'm not sure of the details either. I only know what Father has told us, which is that it's something the Rooster and Regrader have been working on together. Apparently, it has to do with the Fatui's strategic plan for the future. Because the House of the Hearth was so successful in obtaining the Gnosis, we now have the honor of playing a key role in Project Stuja.
Wait, but isn't that a good thing?
Key role is just another way of saying dangerous role. To us, the whole thing is an inconvenience. Father thinks so too, but she's in no position to refuse. Their plan isn't exactly unreasonable, and they've been funneling the house a lot of funding. It's just that we'll lose a lot of members in the process. Participating in the plan, it's an honor in name only. What they're really trying to do is subdue us. The existence of an intelligence organization outside their control makes them feel uneasy.
Oh, are they an independent... Is the House of the Hearth independent from Shiznaya? Or, the Fatui in general? Interesting.
Okay, super complicated top secret Fatui business aside, what does all of this have to do with the conflicts you were talking about earlier? Paimon doesn't get the connection.
External pressure has a way of exacerbating internal strife. You can't overlook the power of fear either. People are afraid of dying. And that fear is often the impetus for a lot of stupid decisions. I thought resolving the Clairvy situation would make everything go back to normal.
Yeah.
But it looks like things are more complicated than I thought. If we leave Filiol and the others to their own devices, sooner or later, Father will be forced to take action.
We can only focus on one situation at a time, brother.
You're right. Even if we confront Filiol and the others, it won't do any good. It might even make matters worse. We should focus on Clairvy for now. Well, it's getting late. We should head back and get some rest. We'll try again first thing tomorrow. Lynette, you stick with me this time. Fremine, keep a close eye on Filiol and the others. Make sure they don't do anything they'll regret. Good work today, everyone. Have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Right, that's another thing. That house they're staying at, isn't that the place we, could be, couldn't it? Or was it over there? Maybe it was one over there, but... Isn't this the same house we, tricked, Farina? Or tried to trick her?
Oh, Paimon was looking forward to an early night, but she can't sleep at all.
Yep.
Hey, you don't think the knave will be too angry with Linny and everyone if she finds out about all this, do you? She's even scary when she smiles. If she were to actually get angry... Ooh, you have to protect Paimon if that happens, okay, Traveler?
No, I... You can just hide behind me.
Trust is ever, Traveler. Look! Look over there! Quick! Let's catch up with her before anyone sees!
Yep. I kind of prefer it when she's not making an expression, because if she smiled, I'd probably be terrified. Actually, maybe if she smiled, she'd be less terrifying. No, I don't know.
Over there!
Fast.
Oh, where is she going?
What happened to me?
Oh, if someone sees her, we're toast!
Wait. Oh. This ladder. Or, you know, lack of ladder. Oof.
Oh, look! She stopped!
And she's out where the sunlight would be.
Clairvy! Shh! I
think
opened
we
the
can't-
window while no one was looking. Look how pretty the outside is. If only I could have more than this. You probably think I'm being silly, huh? All this hopeless resisting. It's better to dream of what I could have than try to make it a reality, right? Please, help us get on the same page here, Clary. We need you to tell us what you know. Can you do that? Sure. Although, after you hear all this, I think you might regret that decision. Everyone in this family is nothing more than a tool. Something to be used and exploited. We're all expendable. Including me. As long as you're useful, you get to stick around. Lose your value. You're handed over to the doctor, experimented on, and given a fate worse than death. I've seen it happen again and again, and I've had enough. You're saying the knave did all that? It's just that doesn't seem like something she would do. She's scary and all, but it seems like even she has lines she wouldn't cross.
I knew you wouldn't believe me. Everyone thinks she's a good person. They all think of her like a real mother.
Mother?
Huh?
But she doesn't deserve that title. She's disgraced it and
So
tarnished
it's definitely not Arlecchino.
And if I had things my way, I'd never see her again. If only Perry were here, she'd understand.
Perry. There's that name again. Also, Paimon's getting a strange feeling. It almost feels like she's not really here with us. Paimon can't tell if she's actually talking to us or if she's mistaken us for someone else. Well, in any case, it seems like she really needs someone to talk to. We should keep her company for a little longer. She looks so young. But it seems like she's been through a lot.
It's getting windy. I should close the window. Ooh, look at the moon. Isn't it pretty? Hey, wanna hear a secret? I heard that if you look up at the night sky in Snezhnaya, you can see the aurora. It's supposed to be super pretty. Even prettier than the moon tonight. Perry and I promised each other that once we're older, we're gonna go see it together. But I can't find her. I'm worried she's also been... No, that wouldn't happen to her. She's special. Mother likes her a lot. I should really go talk to Mother, but we just fought. She doesn't want to see me, and I'm too scared to face her. What should I do?
Kind of waiting for the knave to pop out.
Paimon really doesn't understand what's going on with her. Well, let's head back. We've got an early morning tomorrow.
Yep.
All right, looks like we're all here. Let's go ahead with the plan.
Oh? What is it?
What makes you ask that?
Well, we kinda ran into Clairvy last night, and that's what she told us. We met the doctor back in Sumeru. He's super dangerous, and he's done all sorts of bad things.
It's possible that Father and the Doctor have had certain dealings, but I don't think Father would work with him. We're not really on the same side, so there's not a lot of trust between them.
Mention the
Doesn't
mother
exactly
thing.
set the stage for a successful partnership. I did hear, though, that when Father first became a Harbinger, the Doctor offered to work with the House of the Hearth. Father rejected most of his proposals, except for one. It had to do with some sort of secret experiment.
Secret experiment? Could that be what Clairvy was talking about?
I don't think so.
I don't know any details about the experiment itself, but I do know it's an entirely independent operation. The Doctor only proposed a direction for the research. That was the extent of his involvement. I still don't think that counts as working together. The details of the experiment are confidential, but complete records are kept on all participants. That doesn't seem to be the case with the situation Clairvy referred to. I know you don't agree with some of the Fatui's methods, and I'm not asking you to. But I am asking you to trust us on this. The House of the Hearth has its own principles. There are certain lines we're not willing to cross.
Alright, that's good to hear at least.
Mention the mother thing.
Clairvy seems to think the knave and the doctor worked together to do something horrible. If that turned out to be true, Paimon doesn't know how he would even face you guys.
Maybe it was a predecessor of some
It's just
kind.
that it doesn't seem like Clairvy is lying either. The easiest thing to do would be just ask the knave directly, but Paimon doesn't think she'd tell us.
She might, if we tell her.
Father didn't come back last night. She's probably still near the shore. We'll be counting on you to distract her. Lynette, you're with me. Fremine, you know what to do. Be on your guard, everyone. All right, let's get to it.
We're being watched, aren't we? At least I felt like I was being watched. Oh, to the seaside. This is all relatively contained to one area. It is quite interesting. At least we're getting some backstory. This is what I put together from listening and not hearing any audio whatsoever. For the little trailer. I think it was a previous Knave. Oh, she's still here. Standing in the exact same spot overnight. Good to know.
Ah, it's you two again. I must say, you look a bit pale. Did you have trouble sleeping last night?
Like you would not believe.
A little.
Perhaps if you had less on your mind, you'd be able to absolve yourself of such troubles.
It's your fault.
So what are you planning to do now? Catch up on some sleep? Or should I give you some time to rack your brain for a topic to discuss before I ask any questions? Although I must profess to being curious. Without child here, how do you plan on distracting
Yeah, she
me?
saw straight through us.
Us? Distract you?
Looks like you could have used some extra time to think. No matter. If you don't have any other plans, why don't you accompany me somewhere? Don't worry. I'll be sure to steer clear of any scheming children.
The ocean breeze is sure nice today.
Children always think they can hide things from the grown-ups. But nothing gets past me. Least of all a little scheming. I think I'll let them have at it for a little longer. I can be very patient. Well, I'll leave you to think things over. If you're so inclined, meet me outside the Palais Mermonia.
Okay.
Good things come to children who do as they're told. So I do hope you decide to tag along. If only for your friends' sakes.
Yep, lovely being blackmailed by a harbinger. Fantastic.
What should we do?
Play along, I
She
think.
clearly knows about everything we've been doing, and Paimon doesn't think it'd be a stretch to say she was threatening us just now.
I wanted to keep the pigeon.
Oh, good idea. Hopefully he sees it in time. Well, we should probably head to the Palais Mermonia. Paimon doesn't want to find out what happens if we don't show up. Based on what the knave was saying just now, it sure didn't seem like it'd be anything good. Okay, then we probably shouldn't keep her waiting. It seems like Linny and the others are on thin ice, so let's do our best to not get them in any more trouble.
Okay. If we're gonna get to play as Knave, I want to have a trial. Like, with actual proper enemies instead of just the... Hang on, let me just click. Let me get out of that, because it's really annoying. Here we are. Oh, shoot. Right. Oh.
Seeing as we still have some time before my meeting, we might as well enjoy some pleasant conversation while we wait.
Yeah, sure.
I'm glad to see you get along with my children. Being surrounded by good companions is necessary for a child's development.
You're not planning on doing anything to them, are you?
I assume you're referring to Linny, Lynette, and Fremine. Although, there's that situation with Filial and Nentoy as well. It appears quite a few people have been acting out lately.
Yeah, she knew everything
No
from the
matter.
start.
I'm not one to discriminate. All those who betray the house meet the same fate. There are no exceptions.
Does that mean you're going to kill them?
Oh, are you here to beg for their lives? I'm sorry to disappoint, but the rules of the house change for no one. In my organization, everyone is responsible for their own actions.
Well, looks like we're gonna fight it.
Don't you care about them at all? They really respect you. They even call you father. You must...
Any organization in which feelings come before principles is one destined for ruin. The House of the Hearth is hardly an exception. You could say our principles are more stringent than most.
Actually, I'd say an even balance would stop it from coming to ruin, to be honest.
Perhaps I can offer you this consolation at least. As our guests, you two will not be held accountable along with them. I would imagine Linny, Lynette, and Fremine will be able to keep their lives. As for Filial, Nentoy, and the others, I'm afraid there's little I can do. They can try to escape, but once you know our secrets, there's no getting out alive.
But that's awful.
Ah, you seem concerned.
Well, it's happened before in
Out of
Inazuma, but
consideration
probably
for
shouldn't
my
tell her.
guests, I suppose I could turn a blind eye for if Linny and the others manage to dispose of Claire V in the meantime. All evidence of their wrongdoing will be lost. In that case, I could hardly punish them for something I couldn't prove. If their efforts
She
are
knows that side.
unsuccessful, on the other hand, all will be held accountable. And the punishment will be severe. Of course. Oh, and here. I believe this belongs to you.
Oh,
Do
shoot!
try and keep better track of it next time. It takes a considerable amount of time to train a bird like this. It would be such a pity if you were to lose it
Well, crap.
permanently.
Wait, where did you get that?
Well, I'm afraid that's all the time we have to chat. Now, for the matter at hand. I asked you to meet me here because I have business at the Palais Mermonia. It has nothing to do with you, but I think it would be prudent for you to stick by my side for the time being. There will always be time later to run off and tell Linny what you've learned.
Lovely. I love being blackmailed.
Time to go. Looks like we wrapped things up just in time.
Yeah. Maybe I should just pull for Linny instead. I'm remembering why I didn't want to pull for her. She freaks me out. Not in a fun way. Oh yeah. Don't we just love being blackmailed? But I'm invested.
It's been a while, Monsieur Neuvillette.
And 4 constellations total from the end, Lynette.
I must say, I wasn't expecting my meeting request to be approved quite so quickly. The Palais Mermonia operates with an efficiency worthy of admiration.
It is only right that an esteemed diplomat such as yourself should be afforded the proper level of respect. Although, if I may speak plainly, I must confess that I did not anticipate we would have the occasion to meet again after presenting you with the Gnosis.
Yes,
I
lore
see you
reasons.
brought the Traveler and Paimon with you as well. If I may inquire as to the purpose of your visit.
We're being blackmailed.
I'll be departing Fontaine shortly. There is, however, an outstanding matter that I would like to see resolved before I go. It requires a rather lengthy explanation, I'm afraid. So I took the liberty of explaining everything in this proposal. Please review it at your leisure, Monsieur Neuvillette.
Oh, she's already got a thing of tea out.
I understand your request. However, at the risk of causing offense, I must admit that I fail to see why you would wish for such a thing.
I heard you have a certain fondness for water tasting, Monsieur Neuvillette, so allow me to use water as an analogy. A family is like a large body of water with countless rivers flowing in and out. As someone who watches over this system, I would hope that each river that flows from the source will eventually reach the ocean.
Huh?
Of course, objectively speaking, I know this is impossible. Most of the rivers will dry up along the way, disappearing into the ground and leaving nothing but a barren riverbed behind. Not all rivers are destined to reach the ocean, but I would not see their existence rendered meaningless. I believe the water that flows within them is simply meant for a different destination, like a field in need of irrigation. Or perhaps the glass of a certain water-tasting enthusiast.
Yeah, that analogy's gone completely over my head, and Neuvillette looks pissed.
Did you get any of that, Traveler?
Your words paint an optimistic picture indeed. Allow me to remind you, however, few among us are willing to sip from a glass filled with tainted water.
Oh, does
It
she
may have
mean...
been tainted at one point in time, but not to worry. I'll make sure it's drained of all impurities and returned to its cleanest form.
Oh, I think I just got it. Does she mean she's going to leave the Fatui, the disloyal ones behind? She's somehow going to, I don't know, do something with memory to make them, like, or render their
I seem
information
to recall there being
useless.
a transactional aspect to your proposal. Perhaps you could expound on that?
If you accept my proposal, Monsieur Neuvillette, I will gradually withdraw my forces from Fontaine.
And leave the ones who want to stay.
Unless absolutely necessary, I will no longer carry out any special missions within Fontaine.
You can't promise that.
I presume I can take your words to mean that, in the future, cases similar to the Tartuffe assassination will cease to cross my desk?
Tartuffe? Ah, that thief who embezzled funds from all those charities, you mean? My deepest condolences to his family, but without any evidence, I cannot imagine how the House of the Hearth might have been involved in his passing. Of course, if you accept my proposal, Monsieur Neuvillette, I'm sure certain measures could be taken to reduce the frequency of such troubles.
You choose your words carefully indeed. In that case, I'm inclined to accept your proposal.
He looks pissed. Look at his eyes. He looks like really angry.
My thanks for your generosity, Monsieur Neuvillette. Well, with that settled, we should be going now. I took the liberty of bringing along 2 bottles of spring water from Snezhnaya for you to enjoy. I do hope I get the chance to hear your impressions. Perhaps at our next meeting, yes?
Indeed.
Yeah, he's not going to drink
I trust
it.
you would not overlook your commitment in the meantime.
All right, Traveler Paimon. Time to go.
And, oh, he's still there, thank frick. Help, we're being blackmailed.
I believe I've told you before that my emotions easily resonate with those of others. Yet in the few meetings I've had with that Harbinger, I haven't been able to sense any aspect of her emotional state.
Move his
Her
eyes.
mind is like a still body of water. Who knows what darkness lies in its depths, and the lack of ripples on the surface gives nothing away. It's unclear whether this is her natural state of being, or whether it's an incredible strength of will that gives her the ability to master her emotions. Either scenario, however, suggests she is a very dangerous individual. I do not expect an explanation as to why you two are by her side. Whatever your reasoning,
Blackmail.
I would only advise you to take caution.
Yep. We're taking as much as we can. Your eyes always look like that. Hang on. I need to actually look up, because sign just seems a bit weird there. Maybe he was barking up the wrong tree. Don't open your eyes, man. His eyes look different here. You stop closing your eyes. I need to see them. There we are.
A word of advice, don't break the law.
Yeah, that's
Is there anything
weird.
else? Yeah, seriously, don't break the law.
He does seem angry. I hope we don't run into Farina. Because we're on in Fontaine and it feels like that's going to happen. Shit.
So, what exactly were you talking about back there?
How about leaving the two
Paimon only heard you
behind?
mention some rivers, a large...
You really want to know? I would imagine there might be more pressing concerns at the moment.
Winnie, Paimon really hopes everything's going okay. Oh, Paimon recognizes that look. You've got your thinking cap on, don't you, Traveler?
Yep, she definitely knew the entire time. Oh. Uh-oh. Oof.
Oh, shoot. Are you alright? Oh, jeez. I'm so sorry. I was so focused on selling these papers, I wasn't looking where I was going. Well, let me make it up to you at least. Here, take this paper.
That
On the
scar.
house.
Picture. It's a scar.
Oh, you don't have to give us anything.
Please, I want to. It's not like I'm short on supply. All the extras will be useless come tomorrow anyway. It's my fault, really. I was just trying to bring home some extra mora for the family, but I bit off more than I can chew. I haven't had many takers today, so I'm still swimming in papers.
What's going on here?
Nothing much. I just ran into your friend.
Hold on.
He's for two, isn't
Of
he?
course, I'm happy to compensate you with mora. It's just I don't have any on me at the moment.
I'll take
Yeah,
3
he's-
papers. Here. Your payment.
Oh, thank you for your patronage. May the Archons bless you with good fortune. If only I had the chance to run into such generous customers every day. I should probably just take on a smaller inventory though, right? I'm getting married soon, so sometimes it's hard to not get ahead of myself. Anyway, I should head out.
He's definitely the guy
Goodbye.
from the papers. I think Linny sent
Well,
sent
now
him
that
our
my
way.
affairs are settled, we should take the boat back to Poisson. We've even acquired some light reading to enjoy along the way.
Actually, why don't we...
No.
Paimon just realized how hungry she is. She can't head back to Poisson on an empty stomach.
It appears you two are under the impression that delaying our return will somehow alter the situation in your favor. I'm sorry to ruin your fantasy, but your efforts are meaningless. That being said, I could be persuaded to give Linny some extra time. I just have one condition.
Oh, she's gonna
If
blackmail
you
us
agree
forever.
to my request, I'll even answer some of your questions. You're quite curious about Claire V, are you not? And my relationship to her.
Yep.
Wait, why are you being so generous all of a sudden? You're not gonna ask us to do something bad, are you?
Probably.
You overestimate yourself. You don't have the talent for bad things.
A certain desert community would disagree.
The most important consideration in a negotiation is that both sides receive something they want.
And a
Demands
samurai
and
school we
threats
wiped
only
out.
get you so far.
We've done a lot of horrible stuff.
Wonderful. Here it is. When the time comes, make the choice that you deem most appropriate in the situation, and lend your help to the House of the Hearth.
Oh dear.
Okay, sounds normal enough. But what do you mean, when the time comes? When is that supposed to be?
That is for you to decide. Then we have a deal. Follow me.
Well, it's gonna be a boss fight. So that means we're probably gonna get in trouble. Especially when it's with the knave. Nameless Ruins. Yeah, it's that place. We tried wishing there before. In hindsight, I probably should have waited until after we'd done this quest. To pull. But at least we got Lynette's useful consolation. I've got a gripe. Hang on. Can we just get rid of this? Just this bit here, okay? There's no point in hiding this area, none whatsoever. I'm not asking to put like the whole map from here to here. But please, just... This is not needed. Come on. If there's a boss here, I'm going to cry. Probably should have restocked my supplies, but
They say there's nothing new under the sun, but somehow a picnic in the warm sun...
What is this place?
Somewhere long forgotten by everyone. It used to be a grand building. Now it's nothing more than a pile of rubble.
Didn't used to exist
No one
at all.
comes here anymore. Nor does anyone care about what once happened here. Although, this place does have something to do with the story I'm about to tell you. It was before I became a Harbinger, and before Linny and the others joined the House of the Hearth. Due to certain events, I first killed Clairvy and then her mother. And this is where it all happened.
You were the one that killed Clairvy?
Patience now. Allow me to explain Clairvy's side of the story first. I'll start from the beginning. Clairvy was 6 years old when she was brought by her mother, Kseudonym, to live in the House of the Hearth. From the outside, it seemed like a fairy tale. A thriving family made up of kind adults and friendly children. Kseudonym was the knave at that time, and the House of the Hearth was under her control. She was Clairvy's mother by blood, but she was also the mother to all the children in the house. Clairvy was happy here, for a time. But she quickly realized that being part of this family wasn't a fairy tale at all. It was a kind of purgatory.
Purgatory?
Exactly. The House of the Hearth takes in war orphans from all over Tevat. But as for how to raise them, that depends entirely on the person in charge. Kseudonym came up with a novel idea. She would teach the children to fight, force them to duel each other, and then crown as the king of the house the child who proved themselves most worthy of inheriting her title.
She's not winning Mother of the Year, is she?
It's difficult to estimate the number of children who died or were maimed in the process. There's little I can say about the ones who died. The ones that emerged with permanent injuries, on the other hand, well, they still served a purpose. They would be handed over to the doctor to be experimented on, or sent away on dangerous missions. Nothing more than tools to be used and then discarded.
So those were the experiments Clairvy was talking about. But what actually happened to her? You said that Clairvy was Kseudomyn's daughter, so if Clairvy tried to convince her to stop what she was doing, Kseudonym probably would have listened, right?
Nah.
Despite being Clairvy's mother, Kseudonym cared little for her daughter. She forced Clairvy to join the House of the Hearth only as a means to demonstrate her own impartiality as a mother, to prove that she treated all her children equally.
Youch.
Clairvy did try to convince her mother to change her ways, but it was to no avail. After her efforts failed, the only other option was to rise up and try to fight back. Unfortunately, the other children had already been thoroughly indoctrinated into the illusion of happiness Kseudonym had created. Of course, there was one exception. Someone Clairvy's age who knew the truth about the House of the Hearth. Her name was Peruere.
Wait, the friend that Clairvy mentioned?
Friend, huh? I suppose we can call her that for now. Clairvy was a cheerful and passionate person with a tenacious spirit. Peruere, on the other hand, was rather cold-blooded. Her cold-blooded nature allowed her to see through Kseudomyn's facade. Yet, it was also this cold-bloodedness that prevented her from acting against it. At least at first. While Clairvy longed for freedom, Peruere was convinced that, amid all the fighting and violence, she would make it until the end. Despite their differences, the two became fast friends, united by their knowledge of the truth. Clairvy told Peruere that she hoped to create a real family, where no one would be killed or sacrificed. There may have been a certain naivete to her ideas, but Clairvy proved her determination many times over. She tried countless times to run away, ask for help, or expose the truth. But her efforts only earned her beating after beating. The only thing that kept her going was her strength of will.
Ouch.
Even with her body racked with pain, she would still stand on her tiptoes and open the window at night. She and Peruere would look out at the moon together, a fierce longing for freedom shining in her eyes. But one day that light simply vanished.
Oof.
Oh no. What happened?
Her hopelessness resulted from a culmination of things. 10 years had passed. 10 years worth of failure after failure. She and Peruere weren't children anymore, but finding any chance to escape still seemed as hopeless as ever. It was during this time that Peruere suggested a new plan. If escaping was out of the question, why not take down the very person sitting on top of this throne of lies? Mother herself. Clairvy rejected that proposal. She claimed that, as a famous harbinger, Kseudonym possessed an unimaginable amount of power. Trying to kill her would have an incredibly low chance of success. Clairvy never gave another reason, but Peruere could see it written all over her face. Clairvy still thought of Kseudonym as her mother. Killing her own flesh and blood was a line she couldn't bring herself to cross. If she couldn't escape and fight back, then only one option remained. Precisely. Death was the only way that she felt she could be free.
Aww.
It happened during a duel. When she arrived at the dueling ring that day, her partner turned out to be none other than Peruere. The very person that had stood by her side all those years. It was a fierce battle. But ultimately, Clairvy decided to let Peruere end her life. From that moment on, Peruere's journey was one written in flames. When the rain finally came and washed it all away, there she stood, the sole victor in Mother's endless game of slaughter. A trail of corpses strewn across her path to success. It was the very result she had predicted 10 years prior. Even then, she believed she would make it until the end. She wasn't surprised by the fact that she emerged as Mother's undisputed heir. Rather, her success left her with an inexplicable sense of restlessness. She was unsettled, and there was only one thing that could quell that sensation. Perhaps you two would like to take a guess as to what it was?
Kseudonym, you mean? But...
Correct. This is the place where Peruere killed her best friend. A mere year later, this is also the place where she fought tooth and nail to kill the mother they shared. The moment she acted, any conception of what was right or wrong ceased to matter. It's one of the principles of the house. Only those who survive get to write the rules. Peruere won the battle, and became a harbinger herself. After which Her Majesty, the Tsaritsa, bestowed upon her a new name. Arlecchino.
So the Perry Clairvy was talking about... It was you all along. You're Peruere. Arlecchino is just a name you got later.
I left that name behind long ago. I must say, hearing it now does bring back memories. After I defeated Kseudonym, the moniker of Mother died with her. I chose to forego the title she called herself, and even chose to give up my own name. I rebuilt the House of the Hearth under a new identity. Not only as Arlecchino, but as father.
Okay.
And that is where the story ends. Any more questions?
Yeah. Based on what you just told us, Clairvy wasn't a little kid when she was killed. So the Clairvy we met... Was she really a spirit at all?
I suppose you could call her an illusion born of flame. Her existence is like ashes to a fire. Something left over in the wake of blaze and ruin. You see, a certain power runs through my veins. It's not unlike a curse. My flames leave behind shadows of anything they consume. Of course, the chances of those shadows morphing into a sentient entity are exceedingly slim. Clairvy is a very special case.
Oh?
Clairvy died when she was 16 years old. But what emerged from the flames was her 6-year-old self. Her appearance wasn't the only thing affected. Most of her memories were lost to the blaze as well. Memory is a mysterious thing indeed. Losing a portion of your memories will alter your sense of self. Lose 10 years' worth, however, and it would be like living in the past. Like returning to a version of yourself that never grew up.
No wonder Paimon got such a weird feeling when we were talking to her.
Perhaps I should put it this way. Clairvy is someone trapped in time. It may seem like she exists with us in the present, but she truly lives in the confines of her own past.
So if all of that is true, then you must have known about Clairvy for a long time.
Indeed. She's a rather volatile and unstable entity. Sometimes she would look after the children. She's even saved some of their lives. But other times, she would hide from me and become obsessed with revealing the truth about the house to anyone who will listen. Shadows don't have the capacity to learn or grow. Any new information they encounter is quickly forgotten over time. Your attempts to expose Clairvy to sunlight, they failed, yes? The reason is actually quite simple. In Clairvy's mind, the house is impossible to escape, and it is this very perception that traps her there. But no matter. All I have to do is kill her again, and all will be resolved. I don't anticipate so much as a single speck of ash will be left behind this time.
Wait! Paimon can understand why you might want her gone, but isn't there another way? So what if she's trapped in her 6-year-old self? She's still your friend! At least talk to her first!
It's too late for that. She broke the rules, and now she must be punished. That goes for Filial and Nantoy as well. She's had quite the effect on them. I hope you understand. The difference between Crucibina and myself lies in our formulation of the rules, not our policy for enforcing them. Upholding the rules without question is a trait we both share, because that is how a household should be run.
There are exceptions, you dumbass.
Is this really what you want to do?
Ooh. Why didn't she speak before?
Whatever could you mean?
Don't you want to say a proper goodbye at least?
Whether as a killer or as a father, there are two things that must be avoided at all costs. Anger and sorrow. Anger makes you impulsive. Sorrow causes you to waver. Well, it appears it's about time to proceed. Before we arrived, I told some of my well-behaved children to bring our troublemakers here by nightfall. I do believe I've kept my end of the deal. I give your friends quite a bit more time. As for what happens now, we'll just have to wait and see.
Well...
Here they are, Father.
You gonna execute him? Seeing something like that would actually be a first for me.
Lenny!
I'm sorry. I heard about how you helped buy us more time, but I still failed. I couldn't find a way to fulfill her wish.
Huh? Are you... Perry?
Indeed, it's been a while, Clairvy.
Perry!
Shh, stay right there. I'm sorry to postpone our reunion, but first I believe certain scores need settling.
Uh-oh. I believe we call this a boss fight.
Father, let me explain.
Out of my way.
Father!
You chose to conceal a threat to the house. And for that, you must be punished. Overall, however, I suppose your wrongdoing is hardly the most egregious of the bunch, so I'll deal with your punishments later. As for right now, the more pressing concerns are the traitors among us.
By traitors?
Do you mean us?
Father, let me explain. We didn't mean to...
Fultz, why don't you share what you heard?
Yes, Father. Secret Midnight Meeting number 3. Participants, Filial, Nantoi, Sato, Toddy. Nantoi clearly said, if only Father wasn't the one who... Sato added, I'm sick of this life. I just want to live as a normal person. Filial was the worst of them all. She called us crazies and said a bunch of mean things about Father.
I did not! You're lying!
It's not like I'm the only one who heard those things. After that, you and Toddy and a bunch of other people started talking about Clairvy. You were using all those things Clairvy brought up as an excuse to question Father.
Yeah, there's something really messed up in the head of that kid.
In a cage. The only way out is to destroy it. That's what you said, wasn't it?
You little... You just want me gone, don't you? What did I ever do to you, huh? And you, Sheplo, have you forgotten who stood by your sickbed, watched over you, and changed your dressings? Come on, let's hear it then. What's your reason for all this?
You're wrong, Filial. We don't want you to die. You're our family.
Liar. You wouldn't be doing this if that were the case. So why? Why have you backed us into a corner?
We all live in the House of the Hearth. You know the type of work we do, Filial. A single betrayal can cost dozens of us our lives. It's not like it's never happened before. That kind of thing is hard to forget. That's why the House of the Hearth cannot tolerate any form of betrayal. Ever since we came to Poisson, you've had 7 secret meetings. A lot of the things you talked about really crossed the line.
You've been spying on us for half a month? Wait a second. Now that I think about it, the move to Poisson was just a way to make it easier to spy on us, wasn't it? Because we were all in one place. You've had this planned all along.
Filial, Nantoi, I'm sorry. I owe you both my life. I owe Clairvy too. If it weren't for all your help after I got poisoned, I wouldn't be standing here today. If this were any other situation, I would do anything to repay that kindness, even if it cost me my life. But rules are rules. I'm sorry. My hands are tied.
Why?
That's enough, Filial. We made a mistake, and we should own up to it. We broke the rules, plain and simple. And now we have to face the consequences. I'm sorry, Sheplo. Fultz. I'm sorry, Father. We... accept our punishment.
Sheplo, according to the rules of the House of the Hearth, how should these traitors be punished?
All those who betray the house pay with their lives.
And so it shall be.
Father, please wait!
Something you want to say, Linny?
Please reconsider, Father. What Filial and the others did, does it really count as betrayal? We all come from broken families. From the very first day we joined the House of the Hearth, we wanted nothing more than to make it a real home. But the truth is, none of us know what a real home should look like. I'm not saying I have all the answers. All I know is this. Killing Filial and the others may uphold the rules, but doing so will only bring us further away from being a real family than we've ever been. So please, Father, please, reconsider.
I agree with Linny.
Father, please.
Linny, you... I also agree with Linny.
An order once given cannot be rescinded. However, given the extent of your determination, I suppose we shall have to go about this a different way. Draw your weapons and face me.
Our weapons?
Father, are you referring to a duel?
Precisely. The rules of the house will not be altered. Traitors must be punished. However, resolving disputes with a duel is also one of our rules, one that also applies to me. Demonstrate a sufficient showing of strength, and I shall offer a concession.
Wait.
We can do that.
Father in a duel?
Impossible. Father is way too strong, even for Lenny.
I'll do it. Let me fight. No, we'll do it. Oh, she's got the sword I gave her.
Did you hear that, Traveler?
Yeah.
Lenny and the others have to duel the knave. What should we do? Can they really win something like that?
Absolutely not.
If they lose, those people from the house are really going to be executed. Hey, are you listening?
Don't you want to say a proper good...
Anger makes you impulsive. Sorrow causes you to waver.
Oh, looking at that expression on her face, she seems really serious about this. Guess that means there's no chance she's throwing the duel on purpose, huh?
When guests are around, families are often on their best behavior. And any disputes are less likely to escalate.
When the time comes, make the choice that you deem most appropriate in the situation, and lend your help to the House of the Hearth.
She wants to fight us.
Traveler? Hey, where are you going?
Traveler?
You're asking to join the duel against the knave?
Yep.
I'll allow it. We do have a ready-made dueling ring at our disposal, after all. All I would advise is this. Keep a firm grasp on your weapon, and give it your all. Any less, and you may just lose your life.
I hope I don't have to fight with this team. Let me fight with the team I've got, with my Kokomi on it. Well, she's creepy as heck.
Shower me with... Witness the power of Purgatorius.
Allow me.
Have a safe trip.
Now your chance. Now that's more like it.
Hit. Whoa.
With the fall of darkness, destruction shall rise.
I don't care.
Have a taste of purgatory.
Over here.
No.
Of the deep. Hold the line.
With these rising flames.
Let the world come.
Try to pace yourself.
I'm trying.
Look at you. Trapped like a bunch of helpless animals. Is it my turn now? And what? But not bad. You have to be a worthy opponent after all.
Yep. Oh. Whew. Scary, 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 scary. Yeah, that's a spider.
Cutlass has been seared away. My blade is all that remains.
No. Not dying here.
Watch out for Father's movements! Look out!
how strong your resolve truly.
Now's our chance.
Over here.
No!
So who's next?
Oh dear. We lost the strongest. The bell?
You should know better than to crowd in one place.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I know.
No! I'm sorry, Father!
Wait, are they? Is it the weapons I gave them?
Sorry for what? This pitiful excuse for an attack.
Wait.
Father, no!
Made it out, did you? You're stronger than I expected.
Uh-oh. Oh.
Crimson Moon. I can't move.
Huh?
Still, not strong enough to beat me.
Whew. Yeah, we've kind of been slipping since Beist. But yikes! Okay, that's impressive. This should have been included in the main storyline, not just the character storyline. So am I gonna... is the screen gonna turn back and it's gonna be corpses? Oh, just curious. Oh, not yet.
I believe we can end things here. It's not often that we get to enjoy the company of guests, after all. We wouldn't want things to get too out of hand.
What do you think that was? With
Brother, are you alright?
Lenny.
You just had the stuffing beating out of us
Given
collectively.
that I am the victor of this duel, as agreed, the punishment stands.
No!
I never thought things would end like this.
However, everyone involved in the duel demonstrated a remarkable level of strength and determination. In light of this, I'm prepared to change the method of execution. Elwar, the bottled flames I gave you for safekeeping. Do you still have them?
Yes? I wasn't sure what they were for, but I've kept them super safe. I didn't lose a single one.
Wonderful. Then, in just a moment, I'll have you administer them.
Bottled flames?
Indeed. They're the product of a secret experiment. Under certain special circumstances, flames can be extracted from my person and preserved. Once ingested, searing pain will spread across every inch of your body. No harm will come to you physically, but your memories will be burned away. If you can withstand the pain. When you awake, You'll have forgotten everything you know about the House of the Hearth, and will be expelled from the organization. In other words, administering this concoction will kill the version of you that grew up in the house, and give you a new identity.
Huh.
Memory is a mysterious thing indeed. Losing a portion of your memories will alter your sense of self.
Interesting. But if she dies, will that memory come back?
So, you're just letting us go, Father?
You misunderstand. Memories are extremely important. Once consumed by flame, the version of you standing before me will die, and our secrets will die with you. So no, I don't intend to just let you go, because the person who survives will be nothing but a stranger.
Even so, I won't have to live in fear anymore. I'm sorry, Father. I'm sorry I let you down. But I really...
Don't cry, Filial. You haven't left the house yet, so there are still rules to be followed, yes? Remember what I taught you. Anger makes you impulsive, sorrow causes you to waver. Don't let yourself be controlled by your emotions.
Knave has a heart.
I'll remember.
Dry your tears, and go pursue the life you really want.
Yes, Father.
Chaplot, Foltz, Elwar. Take them back to Poisson. And bring Linny and the others as well. I prepared 3 extra vials of bottled flames. As for whether to take them, the choice is yours. Goodbye, children. The next time we meet, I will no longer be your father. Thank you for all you've done for the house. I hope you have bright futures ahead of you.
Kind of surprised they survived that.
Let's go.
Here, grab my arm, Linny. I'll help you walk back.
Thank you.
Clairvy.
Where's this conversation going? I'd love a rematch against that.
Can we talk now? I've been waiting for a super long time. You really are Perry, aren't you? I haven't seen you in so long. How come you're all grown up? Wait, did I somehow travel to the future on accident? Or am I dreaming? What a long dream.
Neither. You died, Clairvy. That's what happened.
Oh.
You could have at least sugarcoated it a little. Look, she's that speech.
Oh. Okay then.
Huh? That's it? You accept?
Yep. If that's what Perry says happened, then I believe her. Perry wouldn't lie to me. Plus, I don't really need to know why I'm like this. I'm more curious about what happens in the future. If you're a harbinger now, Perry, that means Mother is gone, isn't she? Can you tell me about it? I want to know what happened to her. And to me.
You never stopped trying to defy fate. At first, no one believed you. You could only vent your frustrations to the moon. In fact, you often sought comfort in the night sky. You wanted to see the aurora, so one night we promised each other we would go to Snezhnaya to see it together. Later on, you tried to run away, but you were brought back each time. Mother spared your life, but it wasn't out of kindness. Instead, she decided to make an example of you by slowly torturing you over time. That way, the other children would know what happens to traitors. Still, you never gave up. Mother hoped that through ruthless duel after ruthless duel, she would be able to crown an ultimate victor among the children she raised. But you called on everyone to unite, to fight to a draw in order to reduce casualties. Your efforts may have only delayed the inevitable, but still. You gave them hope. You tried everything you could think of, but every attempt ended in failure. Still, you never turned your sword on Kseudonym, and you never turned it on me. On that gloomy day, you told me, "For the last 16 years of my life, I've done everything I can to fight for freedom. But now, I realize that the only freedom I truly possess is the freedom to choose to die."
I never imagined I would say something like that. I must have been feeling really worn down. But somehow, I still think I understand. According to Mother's plan, only one of us was going to make it until the end. And I always hoped that person would be you. If I could do it all over again, I still don't think I would make a different choice. Even when I first met you, I knew you'd be able to do what I couldn't.
Is that so? Even now, I'm not sure I truly understand what kind of freedom you were trying to pursue. But as the head of the House of the Hearth, and as the children's father, I've tried to give them the most basic of freedoms. The freedom to choose their own fate. It's something I discussed with the Iudex of Fontaine. The children who want to leave the house will have their memories wiped clean of all secrets pertaining to the organization. In return, they will be allowed to live a normal life in Fontaine without being prosecuted for their past. Of course, I won't simply hand freedom to them on a silver platter. They have to fight for it and prove themselves worthy of it. Only freedom that is earned has true value.
That's more than enough. That's exactly the kind of life I was fighting for. You know, Perry, I think you're a pretty amazing king, and a really great father, too. I'm really happy that you're the one who took over the house. I guess I do have one regret, though. I still haven't seen the outside world.
Well, it just so happens that our dear guests over here have been to many nations and traveled to countless places. Perhaps they would be willing to tell you what the outside world is like.
Yeah, sure.
Really? Of course! We've traveled all over the place. We've got so many stories, we could probably talk your ears off for 3 days straight.
Try for years straight.
You know, I used to dream of being a bard, playing the lute while singing into the winds of freedom. Even if there was no one there to listen, I would have continued to sing no matter what. Ah, that's where Mora comes from. I never knew that before. If I had some Mora, I would buy 3 new dresses. One for me, one for Perry, and one for Mother. It's just too bad Perry doesn't like wearing dresses. And Mother, well, she probably wouldn't accept something like that either. I guess I'd just have to keep them all for me then. I could wear a different one every day.
Her memories are all over the place.
Those yokai you mentioned, what do they look like? I once saw a drawing of this one guy with horns on his head and a super scary face. Are there any yokai like that?
Yeah, his name's Ito.
Oh, sounds like you're talking about an Oni. Yep, we've met one, and let Paimon tell you, they're not nearly as scary as they look.
Yeah, Ito's kind of stupid.
I was always too afraid to skip Mother's fighting lessons. But at the academia, I bet you could do all sorts of secret things in class. Things that have nothing to do with studying.
And sometimes what you're studying has nothing to do with what you're meant to
kidding.
study.
Being able to study whatever you want without having to fear for your life actually sounds pretty great.
The situation was super dangerous. Lenny and Lynette were accused of committing a crime. and they were going to have to stand trial at the Opera Epicles.
Oh no, that must have been...
Don't worry, we were able to turn the situation around super quickly. Thanks to the
She's still got the glasses.
of course.
How'd you do that? Come on, tell me.
Okay, so it was like this. After the failed magic show, we rushed to the scene and...
You know, I just realised that the knave is probably writing all this down. His intelligence.
Shadows don't have the capacity to learn or grow. Any new information they encounter is quickly forgotten over time.
Yeah, she's still gonna be burnt to ashes at some point.
Clairvy, you've worked tirelessly from the shadows to overthrow the House of the Hearth. Now, by my authority as the Knave, I shall announce how this matter ends. You are hereby expelled from the House of the Hearth. You are no longer tied to this place, nor are you bound by its rules.
You're saying that I can finally leave? I get to experience the outside world as well? Oh, I almost forgot. There's no getting older for me. Still, seeing who you grew up to be makes me really happy, Parallel. Take care of yourself. Goodbye.
May we meet again someday.
Oh, that's so sad.
She left so soon. Paimon didn't even get to finish her story.
I also have certain sentiments left unsaid. I wanted to tell her that the aurora I saw in Snezhnaya was just as beautiful as the ones in the pictures. But a shadow's memories reset at dawn. Had we delayed any longer, we wouldn't have had the time to say goodbye. Whatever regrets may linger, let them be lost to the coming of a new day.
Father?
It's Linny! Hey, Linny! What is he doing back here? Let's go check it out.
Yeah, that's just kind of rude. Especially in a knave like that.
Father, the bottled flames have been administered. Filial and the others have left the house.
You could have just explained what's going on. It was a previous knave.
What have you decided?
Thank you for giving us that choice, Father. But we never wanted to leave the house. It's the only home we've ever known. Lynette and Fremine feel the same way. They're recuperating back at the Hotel Bouffe d'Été. But I decided to come back and tell you where we stood.
I'm sure you're well aware of the expectations I have for you. I want you to follow in my footsteps and become the next king of the house. Yet you seem to have different ideas, I must admit. I'm rather surprised by your decision to stay. There's nothing wrong with choosing to live a quiet life. Leading this organization is a heavy responsibility, one not so easily carried by someone forced onto the throne.
I just never understood what you saw in me. What made you believe I was deserving of that throne?
You're brave, talented, and, most importantly, you cherish your family. You would do anything to protect them, even if it costs you your life.
Speaking up back there was so brave of you, Linny. It's all thanks to you that we were able to convince Father to back down.
You're a hero, Linny.
Hero? Father is the real hero. Had Father gone all out during the duel, there's no way I would have walked away with my life. She must have had it all planned from the beginning, from the very moment she suggested a duel.
You probably had it planned for the first moment Clervy appeared.
I'm not deserving of that title. I'm not strong enough or smart enough.
You're wrong. In my opinion, all you need to be deserving of the throne is conviction, and the necessary strength to act on it. We may have different ideas of what it means to be a family, but you can hardly be said to lack conviction. What you truly lack is strength. For someone of your talent, though, that's something that will come with time.
Well, it looks like we're friends with a future knave, assuming we don't bring the entire organization crashing down.
Even without that strength, you still chose to face me in a duel, even though the odds were stacked against you. That capacity to honor your convictions is what I truly see in you.
Father.
No one knows what the future holds, what tragedy or triumph may be in store. Being at the head of this organization requires the strength of will to face whatever comes. Caution will only hold you back. If reaching a certain standard were required to go after what you want, I would never have succeeded in killing my predecessor. Back then, there was still a considerable gap between our abilities. Strength may decide the ultimate victor, but those who let a lack of strength dictate their decisions or undermine their convictions will never be worthy of the throne.
I understand, Father. Thank you.
Children must grow up to surpass their parents. Only then can a family continue to flourish. The road ahead is not an easy one, so I'll ask you one last time. Are you certain you want to stay?
You've done so much for me, Father, and that kindness must be repaid. Plus, with Project Stuja at hand, there are many dangers ahead, and I, for one, don't intend to back down. Protecting my family at all costs. That's my conviction.
Then you're welcome to stay. As for Project Stuja, you need not be too concerned. If those cowardly businessmen and heartless dignitaries try to take us down, I'm prepared to teach them a lesson. Having members who longed for the light was our organization's last weakness. With those members no longer among our ranks, the House of the Hearth is like a spider hiding in the shadows. We need only wait for our prey to come to us. At present, our imperative is to use their plan to our advantage. In doing so, a crimson moon shall rise amid the frigid blizzards of winter. No demonstration of loyalty shall go unrewarded, and no sacrifice shall be in vain. As for the two of you, whether we meet again as friend or foe, I'll remember the camaraderie we shared in this moment. No matter how arduous the journey ahead, I hope we both reach our desired destination.
Well, I've got to wait again till 2 days later. Okay. Wait, are he's still dead? Yeah, he's still dead.
Hold the line!
Poor man. He spent the entire cutscene dead.
Shower me with praise!
No, my sword!
Okay. So I like that storyline. I'm assuming when they say 2 days later, they mean at Hotel de Board. Just ignore the traveler who's just standing here.
Lynette and Fremine were recovering at the Hotel Bouffe d'été? Oh, Paimon wonders how they're doing. Maybe we should go check on them.
Yep. I really like the story quest. I wish we could have fought as Arlecchino. Just once. So that is Hotel de Bord. Okay, I wasn't quite sure. I just thought this was a house. But it's good to have confirmation.
Lynette, Fremine, how are you feeling?
You did have the stuffing kicked out of you.
Much better.
Whew, what a relief.
What about you? Are you feeling alright?
I knew you'd come out unscathed. Us, on the other hand, well, we've been bedridden for 2 days. I couldn't even turn over.
Ouch.
Oh, and I wanted to ask, is Clairvy gone? Linny and the other members have left Poisson and returned to the House of the Hearth. According to him, there haven't been any more sightings of a spirit roaming the house.
I see.
I'm glad. Father came to check up on us 2 days ago and told us about what happened with Kseudonym and Clairvy. Actually, I've met Kseudonym before.
Yeah, it's in your voice line. It's horrifying.
Wait, what? You've met the former knave?
Kseudonym died a year after Clairvy. It was during the year between their deaths that I joined the House of the Hearth. Kseudonym had an extremely cruel and radical way of doing things. While she was alive, the atmosphere in the house was suffocating. When I joined, though, the experiment she valued so much had already come to an end, and all the people involved, dead and injured alike, were gone. Kseudonym never talked about the past with us newcomers.
You didn't think to tell us about this
A
before?
couple of months after I joined, Father killed Kseudonym and burned all her files. With that, the names of all the people subjected to her experiments, Clairvy included, were lost to the flames, along with the painful memories they represented.
Father took in Lenny and me a couple months after that, but she never mentioned anything about Kseudonym or Clairvy.
It
Explains a
really
lot.
seems like something she was planning to keep to herself. The last time you talked to her, did she mention why she kept it a secret for so long?
Probably to have a
She
nasty
said she
reputation.
didn't want us to be affected by the darkness of the past. She was worried we'd develop a false sense of gratitude towards her if we knew about it. The foundation of a family should be free of any corrupting influence. Whatever happened in the past, it has nothing to do with who we are now.
Should have said it was a completely new family.
And that's what Father told us in the end.
But I still thanked her for everything. It was only after hearing about what Kseudonym did that I finally realized how insignificant our lives could have been. The members of the house meant nothing to her.
Sorry, darling, you can't join.
To say
right
that
now.
she valued them in any way, even just as a tool, would probably be giving her too much credit.
Feel free to follow the stream.
If Father hadn't taken over the House of the Hearth, I probably would have already...
Father rarely brings up the fact that she saved us. She doesn't believe that being indebted to her should be what ties us together. But even if we didn't owe her anything, we would still choose to stay. Because this is our home. We may have arguments or times when we feel wronged. Some people may even choose to leave. But as long as Father is here, we will always have a home.
Whether the path before us is bathed in sunlight or shrouded in shadow, we'll follow Father wherever she chooses to go.
And there's the Stockholm Syndrome.
So I wanted to say thank you for helping us make it through this crisis. Without your help, we could have lost a lot more along the way.
Oh, we didn't do anything, really.
Of course. You're welcome anytime.
Are Filio and Nantoy okay?
I actually saw them at a cafe this morning. They didn't recognize me. From what I could tell, they were drinking coffee and talking about one of the operas that started running recently. They seemed happy. If I had to take a guess, I would say they finally found the kind of life they always wished for.
Well. Oh. And we got a free fireplace for some reason. Oh, it's because it's a hearth. Oh, that's... Oh. Okay. Let me see that. It would be in Serenity Bot. I'm silly. Yep. That is ridiculous. But I'm gonna set it up anyway. Why am I going that way? Let's go put the fireplace up. Just to celebrate a brilliant story quest. I don't think I quite have the energy to do the chorey one. Oof. I like that. Ooh, let me just grab that.
This realm is...
Yeah. Oh. How convenient. Also, can I just say I really love this? Wait a second. Wait a second. Let me just grab some of these. I hear you, cat. Yeah, I'll just leave it.
If you ever have...
Yeah. Oh, also, if you are my friend and you are coming to my Serenity Teapot and you did not do the cat quest, the cat event, then look at what I've got. In addition to the cat that's out there. All the cats are available here. Fireplace. Oh, there we are. Okay, maybe there? As long as the cats don't jump into it, it'll be fine. Oh, go on. There we go. It's quite lovely. If only I could put it flat against the wall. So all's well ends well. I will be seeing you again tomorrow. And maybe we'll do the Chiori story quest. So for now, I will see you. And if you give me a second, let's see if we can get this working. I will send you off to... Who's live right now? Who is live right now? And will my actual Will this permit me to do it? Actually, I don't need to type. I don't need to type it. There's buttons for this. And here's hoping they're still streaming today. Come on, please. Oh, I don't think they're still streaming. Okay, I will send you off to... I will send you off to see... Send you off to see Uni. Actually, did. Okay, I'll send you off to Uni. Go say hello. I think they're doing this. I think they're doing the same quest I just did. Well, if you arrived here late, you can watch it from an earlier point. And I hope you have a good time. I'm going to find my cat, pet my cat, and then I'm going to get lunch. Late lunch. Very late lunch. Dinner, actually. Goodbye.